Hey everybody, welcome back. Number two, we're still continuing in the storage room because we really didn't get all of it done that needed to be done. In fact, we only kind of made a little bit of a dent. While editing the last video, learned a couple of valuable lessons. Number one, I needed more light. Number two, if you're going to use a wide angle lens and you're a little bit pudgy, don't stand in profile because they say the camera adds 10 pounds. A wide angle lens when you're on the side, and it adds about, alright, I'm lying, I'm a big guy. But one of the first things we want to do today is explain why this project will never end. See, stayed in the house all day yesterday and I got stir crazy. Had to get out, had to go do something, so we went to the flea markets. So now, even after we went through all of those cartridges last week, we got more. So they're gonna have to go out into the box, into the box that we did last week, and just keep adding to it. And still haven't even made it up into the attic. Did go and order some stuff from Amazon to make it so that maybe I can film in the attic. It just really needs some light up there. We'll find out. Another thing I picked up today is, well, I kind of need to explain something. Part of this channel is not necessarily to talk about these systems and the history of the systems or talk about the gameplay necessarily, but they're going to be more about why I have them. Why did I keep them from when I was a kid? Or why, if I don't have them anymore, did I go out and buy them a second time or a third time or whatever it is. So these videos are going to be just this really big conglomeration of personal anecdotes, talk about some of the systems a little bit, but going to talk about how I got them, how I found them, why I bought them, and why they actually mean something to me. And today, because of something I picked up this morning, I actually get the first chance to do that. I grew up in the 70s and the 80s. And so I was there for the birth of the video game phenomenon, and there was all sorts of things that came out related to video games. And I remember playing Pac-Man, putting the quarters into the machine in the Safeway grocery store in my little hometown in Idaho. And honestly, the album Pac-Man Fever was the first album I ever bought. Bought it in that same Safeway. But one of the things that was part of the phenomenon is that there were all sorts of different little electronic handheld games. My cousin Erin got a video game. It was phenomenal. I never forgot it. I remember playing with her in the basement. We were all gathered around taking turns on this thing, and I was extremely jealous that my cousin had one and I didn't. So today, after 40 years of envy and jealousy, I managed to finally find one of my very own. Unfortunately, I did forget to buy any batteries to go into this thing, but this is fantastic, and I can't wait to get some batteries and put in this and show it to you guys, talk about it a little bit. But that is going to have to wait, because this has got to go into the other room with the rest of the stuff waiting for another video while we do some more cleaning in here. But we got a couple of things to do first. I need to grab my tape measure, and I need to find out whether the shelving that I got for all of that Lego in the other room is actually going to fit in here now that I've cleared out enough space that I can actually take some measurements. So let me get that tape measure. Let's get some numbers down. Let's see if we can actually do this. So just went out, looked at the box, got my trusty tape measure, and looks like the shelving brackets to hold the Costco bins It's roughly 6 by 6. So let's see if it's going to fit on this wall or this wall. I think it's going to be better to put it against this wall over here, mostly because this is cinder block and I don't want to try and anchor any bolts into that thing, especially after I'm pulling some out, and definitely going to want to have that thing supported. This one is actually just a wall. The other side of this wall is the screening room, the entertainment room. So better to put it on this wall, and there's a little bit more room, and then this can have stuff against it that is not quite as liable to be damaged if anything happens with the water heater over here. So we now have a plan. Unfortunately, that plan means that we have to finish this and get to this. So let's see if we can take care of some more of this stuff over here. Okay, so this is part of a monitor mounting bracket. I'm using most of it on my desk upstairs, but this is a swing arm so that you can have a tablet or a laptop on another surface next to a monitor, which I'm actually using it for the monitor up there, but I'm not using this bit. So this needs to be stored somewhere, not 100% sure where yet. Okay, so I'm not 100% what I've got in this. I know that this is, number one, this is the best shortbread on the planet. And these tins come out for Christmas every year at Costco, and get them. Just get them and eat them. But I don't know what's in this actual tin. It could be, you know, the Mondo version of Grandma's sewing kit that's usually blue Danish cookies. You know what? That is exactly what is in here. This has got to go somewhere else because it's not part of electronics or anything else. I don't need these buttons or rivets or buttons. A lot of buttons in here. But that needs to go to a completely different area. I didn't really show you guys all of the other room. I showed you where the arcade cabinets are, the stuff that we need to go through, but I didn't really show the entire room. At one time I had this vision of you come down the stairs and you go through the room and it's like the lobby of a movie theater, and you go through the lobby and you get to where the big TV is, the surround sound. So the basement was going to be this whole home theater, but it was the entire theater. And so I had different things that I had picked up, you know, again, flea markets, yard sales, anywhere you can find a deal, and if they're going to fit into the theme. Now, this I found at a flea market. It does actually work. It is real neon, and I figured, okay, if I'm gonna have a home theater, it's gonna be more Alamo than your standard hometown one. So yeah, we're gonna have alcohol. So I've got a Corona neon sign that used to be hanging on the wall until I had to relocate things for our little store that we've been running. This also goes in the other room. I don't know if any of you noticed when I was panning around showing stuff, but I do have a Pepsi menu board up on the wall where I've got fake stuff. So again, going with the whole theme of concessions, movie theater, arcade, this went with it, but we had some stuff going on in the other room that I was afraid would damage this. So it came down and went into this room, but it needs to go into a different room. We'll start going through a couple of these boxes to see what's in them and where they need to go once I get a table in here that I can set things on, so I'm not bent over on the floor and I don't have to adjust the camera to a weird angle. After much deliberation, I have decided that little table just ain't gonna cut it, and I'm kind of doing this wrong. What I did last time really isn't the best thing to do. I was telling you what I was finding in the boxes instead of showing you what was in the boxes. So I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging in here, or maybe set something up in the other room where I can actually do a top-down view of what's in the boxes as we're going through them. Once I get this all set up, we'll come back, we'll get back into this. We have set this thing up, got me a little table out here. Hopefully this is all gonna work out. Bring a box over, open it up on camera. You guys can see what's in there instead of hearing me talk about what's in the box and not see anything. And we can see what it is we're actually dealing with here. So I brought the first box over here. It says files and important docs. And that is exactly what it is. So we're going to put that right back the way it is and just put it in another place. I need to figure out a place to put it in the file cabinets I've got upstairs, and, you know, not have it in a box next to a water heater. Hooked up the little panel light, maybe it'll be easier to see now. Okay, memorabilia. Let's see what is in here. Okay, so first thing I see is this bag right here. My mother has a tendency to find all of the things in her house that used to be mine when I was an infant that she saved, and then she cleans her house and wants it out. So she gives it to me, sends it to me. I go to a lot of, I've gone to different conventions and have business cards, brochures from different things. Did go to PAX, which was a lot of fun. Okay, some of this we're gonna have to put in a travel box, but for right now, this box is definitely stuff that needs to be sorted in at another time. It may actually wind up staying exactly what it is. I do have some boxes over there that are all travel related, and so that might be where some of this stuff goes, but we're not necessarily doing all of the sorting today. We're just figuring out what it is so that we can actually go through these boxes another time. Okay, this one doesn't have any writing on it at all as to what might be in here. Nope, nothing there. So this is another mixed bag. I talked about the wanting to set things up as a theater, and so I found this at a flea market. Was gonna clean it up and try and wire it up into the house so that I could actually have an exit sign. And more miscellaneous stuff. I've got some boxes, some figures. These are empty. They're in they're actually the products themselves are actually in the theater room, except for the Danger Girl here. So this will go with the figures and other collectible stuff like that. This box has Anna's name on it, but I doubt that's what's in here. Okay, this is mostly computer related stuff. Games, manuals. This is actually all of the stuff that you need in order to connect a computer up to an old arcade cabinet. I've had this for years, have not used it yet. I just started remessing with my PlayStation Vita, and this is empty. Okay, I was actually looking for some of this stuff. Let's just pull this out. We're gonna go ahead and look at what's at the bottom of this. Okay, this I can actually use. I can actually use this because I have been playing with my Vita. Which means this is another power cord for the Vitas. Excellent. I think it's for the Vita. Got a USB port in it, so I think that's for the Vita. This is a charger for a DS. A long time ago, Hooters came out with a calendar that had a 3D centerfold. So that obviously is very important. And don't tell anybody about this, an actual functioning switchblade. This is fun. This is really fun. Haven't actually used this the way it was supposed to be used, but it's a life-size replica, and that is perfectly fine with me. Oh, that is another Vita cable. This will go for the Vita or the PSP. So both. This is excellent. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. Technically, they're computer stuff because they're USB drives, but 2 gig and 8 gig. What's the point? But I'm gonna put these with the Lego stuff in the other room. So this box is going to be going with the computer stuff. This one is not too heavy. Let's see. Okay, this is all some figures and other memorabilia type things that I've been saving. Some of them are empty boxes, some of them... This is kind of random. But definitely some stuff in here that needs to be gone through in more detail another time, but we know where this needs to go and that the label on it is good. Another box with no label. Okay. All of my dart stuff for the dartboard that's not currently being used or even set up. And the clock collection. Definitely need to go through this. We're going to try and clean up some of these clocks. Okay, you know what? I actually almost bought another one of these over the weekend. I'm glad that I did not. Good old tritium. This thing will glow. Yep, clocks. And the stuff I need for more electronic stuff, but we're going to keep this stuff out. Okay, this is labeled memorabilia, and it is accurately labeled. Definitely needs to be gone through another time. We'll do that in a different video. See how much of this we can actually get rid of. Oh yeah, definitely a part of all of the... This has got to be gone through too. Some of this is going to go away. I mean, I've got empty boxes here for stuff that's on display. We're going to be going through all of that as well at another time. But we're going to relabel this one. Okay, this is definitely video game stuff. For a game that doesn't even exist anymore. But all of these Disney Infinity figures. We need to go through these and make sure that the inventory we have is accurate and up to date, and then decide whether we're going to be going Pokemon completion or not with this stuff. So we'll put this with the video game stuff. Yep, more figures. Definitely need to go through all of these. So, properly labeled. Come on, Harry Mudd. Can't go wrong with Harry Mudd. Whew, this one is going to be a big deal. Holy, I think I just bought another one of these. This is where I've been putting all of my national parks memorabilia stuff, including a full passport and the 25th anniversary one, which is woefully out of date at this point. So this is almost properly labeled. Yeah, NPS memorabilia. Okay. A lot more stuff that needs to be gone through. Random figures from, I mean, come on, this is an original Buzz Lightyear. And he's seen better days. But this is from when he first came out. And every version of my first car ever. There we go. 1971 Chevy Monte Carlo. My first car, technically my first love, except mine was silver. Photo albums. I will go through those and put those somewhere else. Doubt I'm going to go through them with you guys though, because you don't want to look at my old slides. So, this is some interesting stuff, at least to me. All of these spiral bound notebooks, those are the original handwritten books that I wrote, that I am simultaneously both proud and embarrassed by. And one of the things that I did in the past was, when I would go on some of my longer trips, I would make sure I had journals and I would write down everything that happened. And the reason I did that is because that, in conjunction with the date and time stamps on the photos that I took, gave me a very good history of the trips that I took. Yeah, this one is from when I went to Japan. Oh, well, yeah, it says so right on the edge. So definitely want to keep it, want to figure out a better way to store it than this. Boy, this definitely have to go through a lot of this. This is souvenirs that I have from the travels. They go along with the journals that we just looked at, but definitely need to sort it, find a better way to deal with them, whether that's putting them in some kind of a shadow box or some way to display them or go back and review them. That would be much better than just having them in a banker's box. This I have not seen or opened in a really long time. And this is where we're going to start getting into more of the story time. When I started in junior high, we were picking all of our classes, and my parents really wanted me to do something that was not just go to school and take all the classes. And they wanted me to have some humanities, so they insisted that I play an instrument. And so Dad got this out. And this is my dad's old cornet from when he was in high school. As you can see, it's pretty banged up. Could use a good cleaning. My dad played this when he was in high school. I played it all through junior high and into high school. I may actually see about getting this restored. getting it cleaned up, get the dings out of it. I might have to do some looking around and see if somebody can't do a restoration on this for me. Okay, after going through all those boxes, we've got this wall mostly cleaned out. Few things still left over here. They're mostly stereo equipment. These are microphones for the PlayStation, so I can sing along to my favorite 80s tunes. So back to the video game pile. My favorite keyboard. This is what I used for World of Warcraft. I love these buttons over here. Allows me to have my mouse on this side and use the arrow keys. Drivers don't exist for this anymore, so I can't really use it, and I quit playing WoW a long time ago. But I can't get rid of this because you can't find these anymore. So we'll put this in the computer pile too. Oh boy. So yeah, we'll have to go through this another time. This is coffee mugs. I have a huge collection of coffee mugs. I've been collecting coffee mugs from every place I've ever worked professionally. And I've got a shelf up in the kitchen that shows a lot of them off. Not 100% sure what is in, which ones are in here, but I definitely don't want to unwrap all of these coffee mugs at this time. So that, other than this stereo equipment down here in the corner, that pretty much wraps it up. There's still some stuff over here, but that's not mine. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up for today and move the stereo equipment, and next video we will be taking these shelves down and building the new bins. That's gonna be it for this video, so we'll see you next time, and remember, it's not hoarding if it's cool shit. See you guys.